Welcome. In this video, we will discuss about the subcategorization of OBC. So there is a thing like in the reservation, we have reservation for OBCs, we have reservation for SC and STs. So what has been realized that there are only few caste in the OBC which has got the benefit of the reservation which was supposed to be for the entire other backward classes. So in order to create more equity among the various other backward classes, there is a committee which has been formed, and which is the main task of that committee is to go for the subcategorization. So this is going to be the context of our video. We will discuss about what exactly is subcategorization. We will discuss about the various issues associated with the reservation in terms of OBC so far. So let's start. The Commission to examine subcategorization of other backward classes is headed by Justice G. Rohini, former Chief Justice of Delhi High Court. So what you have to remember, first point is this the Justice G. Rohini Committee, which is looking into the matter of subcategorization of OBC. So just remember this, the committee is headed by Justice G. Rohini. OBCs are granted 27% reservation in job and education under the central government. So what is the percentage? What is the total quota of reservation which is reserved for the OBC? So it is 27% in all the central government. So remember, it is the central government. There is a perception that only a few affluent communities among the over 2,600 included in the central list of OBC have secured a major part of this 27% reservation. So this is where the problem lies. It is said that this 27% reservation is extended to OBC. And for that there is a central list. So the central has notified that okay, these all caste or these all communities will be included under the OBC. But what has been realized that over here it is only certain affluent communities, which means that only few communities are the one who are actually getting the benefit out of the 2,600 which is mentioned under the central list. So this is the issue. This is the major reason why there is a committee on subcategorization. So the argument for subcategorization or creating categories within the OBCs for reservation is that it would ensure equitable distribution of representation among all OBCs communities. Now this is again something you should remember. This word is important. Why the subcategorization is required? It is because of the equitable distribution. Even among the OBCs, there should not be few people who are getting more benefit and the rest, the majority chunk, are not getting any benefit. So for that, in order to have an equitable distribution where all the communities who are included in the list can get benefit, subcategorization was discussed upon, is introduced. So what is subcategorization? Basically within the OBCs itself, you look into the various criteria, whether they have already taken benefits under the reservation regime, and all such criteria to categorize them, to divide them again in the OBCs category itself. So this is basically categorization within the categorization. That's why the name subcategorization. Okay, now let's move forward and look into the some of the data that has been presented, and that is why it is something which need to be taken into consideration. So in 2018, the Commission analyzed the data of 1.3 lakh central job given under the OBC quota for the preceding 5 years and the OBC admission to central higher education including IITs, NITs, IIMs, AIMS over the preceding 3 years. So this is the data. In 2018, they have figured out the data for the last 5 years. So last 5 years, how many jobs in the central government has been given to the OBCs? All these kind of analysis were done by the committee. What it has been found, which is very starring data, 97% of all jobs and educational seat have gone to just 25% of the subcaste classified as OBC, which means only the 25% were the one who got the maximum 97% of the job. Again, it kind of solidify the factor that some of the caste have actually benefit from the reservation, not the all. 24.95% of these jobs and seat have gone to just 10 OBCs committee. Again, you can see that Even here, it is only the 10 OBCs community which has dominated the scene. 983 OBC communities, which is like 37% of the total, have zero representation in jobs and educational institute, which means that around 37% have not got any representation, and 994 OBC subclass have a total representation of only 2.368 in the recruitment and admission. So again, this is something which is a very glaring status, which means that only few castes are the one who have actually taken advantage of the 27% reserved for the OBC. Now again, I will not advise you to remember or by heart this data, but little bit along the line that whenever you are giving an argument that why there is a need for subcategorization, you can quote it that this G. Rohini committee have done an analysis like in 2018 for the last 5 years, and they figured out that only 97% of all jobs and educational seats have gone to only 25% of the caste which are reserved under the OBC. So such kind of one or two data if you can give, it will really help to substantiate your answers in your examination. So try to keep it, few data are enough, you don't have to by heart all of it. If you have the bandwidth, if you have the time, be free, but personally I would advise that at least one or two data would suffice. Now let's just quickly see about the National Commission for Backward Classes also. So we are discussing about the OBC, the subcategorization over there, but recently in 2019-18 itself, the National Commission for Backward Classes has been given the constitutional status. So what it is, what are its main function, let's discuss about that too. So 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 2018 provides constitutional status for the National Commission for Backward Classes. Now remember that it is 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act which made it a constitutional body. Before that it was a statutory body, just remember that. So by the 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act, NCBC also become a constitutional body along with the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe and National Commission for Scheduled Caste. So now all these three are constitutional body. What is the authority? So it has the authority to examine complaints and welfare measures regarding socially and educationally backward classes. So what is OBC? Basically they are socially and educational backward classes, and this NCBC will have an authority to look into their welfare measures, also against any complaint regarding their exploitation. Previously, NCBC was a statutory body, I have already told, and it was functioning under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The commission consists of 5 members, including a chairperson, vice chairperson, and 3 other members appointed by the president by warrant under his hand and seal. So basically, who appoints the chairman and the members of NCBC? It is the president. Now, this is something you need to do. Go back to Lakshmikant, the latest edition, and in that look into the composition of NCBC. Who is, what is the qualification required, whether there is any kind of a compulsion that it has to be from the person who belong to an OBC. All these kind of things, go into the Lakshmikant latest edition and check out the details. Now let's just quickly also see what is the constitutional provision. So we just saw that it has become a constitutional committee now. What are the various constitutional provision under it, we'll also see. So Article 340 deals with the need to inter alia identify those socially and educationally backward classes, understand the condition of their backwardness, and make recommendation to remove the difficulties they face. So this is something which has been mentioned under the Article 340. So Article 340 deals with the idea or the constitutional provision regarding the reservation for the other backward class. 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act inserted new article which is 338B and 342A. So these are the 2 new articles which has been added by the constitutional amendment. The amendment also brings about changes in Article 366. Article 338B provides authority to NCBC to examine complaints and welfare measures regarding socially and educationally backward class, which is the functionality of the NCBC. And Article 342A empowers the president to specify socially and educationally backward classes in various state and union territories. So he can do that in consultation with the governor of the concerned state. However, the law enacted by parliament will require first if the backward classes is to be amended. So this is how the clauses has been added by the 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. Thank you.